Hello, welcome to this video on Bodhicaryavatara, chapter 6, the Kranti Paramita, verse 21. Guno parasya dukkasya yat samvegan madachutihi sansarishu chakarunyam papad bhitir jine spreha. I'll call up the analyzed text now. Here we are. Guno parasya dukkasya yat samvegan madachutihi sansarishu chakarunyam papad bhitir jine spreha. So guna, a well-known word of several different meanings. The most common one is virtue, or quality, advantage. If you are upeta, as upaita, literally upgone, means you're endowed with something. If you are guna upaita, gunopeta, endowed with qualities, put sarva in front of that, means like endowed with all good qualities. Sarva gunopeta, endowed with all good qualities. The original meaning, actually, of guna seems to have been a thread or a string, as in the string of a stringed instrument. And the guna is the idea, the string, that common thread that runs through something that has a particular quality. So it's not just a superficial quality. A guna is more like a deep quality of character. That's why the analogy for this string of a stringed instrument was used for it. Apara is a word with two meanings. I think I've done a note. I've done a note on it below. I won't go through the entire note in this video, but you can see in that note how it, depending how the word is formed from para, beyond, further, and apara with nothing beyond it, therefore unsurpassed, or it can be formed from the verbal or the prefix or preposition apa, meaning away or off or back, and apara, just make that into an adjective. So the next one back, the next in line, and therefore another. So the word has the same form, but it does have those entirely two different meanings. And sometimes you can't quite tell just by looking at the sentence it's in, which it is. I mean, mostly you'll be able to tell which it is, but you can't always. Here it could be either. It could just mean, oh, and another benefit, another advantage is, would be an aparoguna, or an unsurpassed advantage would be aparoguna. The words would come out the same, but from these two different origins. So guna aparasya, then by Sandhi, of course, guno parasya dukkasya. So another advantage, he's spelling out the advantages here of receiving, of voluntarily receiving and undergoing a bit of vyata, as in the previous verse was at the second but last. Vyata or dukkha. So another advantage of dukkha, yat samvegan madachutihi. The yat is the neuter relative, is that which, but it can also be used rather like in the English that, as here it could be, and another advantage of dukkha is that yet samvegat madachuti, by Sandhi, of course, samvegan madachuti, is that because of the samvega of it, because of the shock, the sense of shock, urgency, want to get rid of this, madachuti, there's a falling away, a chuti of mada. Mada Um, we most commonly see it in the form pramada, and of course in Pali, pamada. That's the one that's often translated as heedlessness, or it embraces everything that is unskillful and unmindful. That's the one of the interpretations of how yet is used here, namely literal translation. And another advantage of dukkha is that from the samvega there is a falling away of mada. In other words, you don't have mada anymore. You're alert. An alternative interpretation, you could have it in compound with samvega to make it yet samvegat, from the which samvega, meaning from the samvega of which is I think it is a possessive compound from the samvega of which. Madachuti, then you have to supply there is. There is a falling away of mada. So hopefully that's clear enough. Um, it may be easier if you haven't fully grasped that to treat the yet just as the English conjunction that, namely, another advantage of dukkha is that, then there is a madachuti, a falling away of mada, a disappearance of mada, samvegat, from this samvega. Samvega is this sense of, or sometimes translated as a sense of urgency, but a quickening up. It's from our root vij, which means, like originally it meant a movement or a rapid movement, and then the idea of life and quickening. Interesting etymology, because we have, for example, our word quick in English, normally it means quick, fast, rapid. That's the more common normal meaning of the word. But in older English, we had the quick and the dead, meaning the living and the dead. And it's from the same root, vig, quick. Curiously enough, also the root veg in Latin, from which we get vegetable, is something that lives. So the idea of life there. So if some vegai aroused to life, in other words, can't laze about doing nothing. This is urgent. Get on with it. You're in danger. So the sense of samvega is this sense of spiritual urgency. There is no time to waste. Get on with it now. So gunoprashya dukkasya yat samvegan madachyutihi. I've done a note on chuti. Chuti means fall away or to cease. Not so much, yeah, cease to exist, but the primary meaning is just to fall, not to fall over. It's more the sense of you've been in a certain position and you are fallen from that position. You are reduced in status or knocked out of heaven. And the gods, Chiavanti, the god, after the gods have exhausted their good karma in their blissful heaven realms, they will Chiavanti, they will fall. And here, the chuti of a certain quality of a mada, this mada, the sense of carelessness, laxness, unmindfulness, will fall away, will disappear. How will it disappear? Samvegat, from the sense of livening up, get on with it, urgency. And so another thing that supports the interpretation of yat as being a conjunction here is that so gunoprashya dukkasya, another advantage of dukkha, yet is that samvegat, from the samvega, then we have to supply there is. There's a series of things. There is one, madachuti, a falling away of mada. Two, samsarishu chakarunyam, a sense of compassion for people in samsara. Three, papad bhitir, bhiti, fear. Another word is bhaya, bhaya, bhiti mean pretty much the same thing. So papad bhitir, or is bhitihi, without the sandhi. With the ablative, we say fear of doing evil. In Sanskrit, you could say also pape bhiti would be correct. Papat also you can have it in the ablative, being afraid of something. And finally, item 4 in this kind of list of advantages is Jine Spriha. Jine, the conqueror, here of course meaning the Buddha, but remember the Jains call their spiritual leader the Jinnah, the conqueror. And so the word Jain, Jain in Sanskrit, Jaina, so the Jinnah is the adjective, it's a noun rather meaning conqueror. And Jaina means like a Jinnist, as in Buddha, Buddhist. Jinnah, Jinnist is a Jaina with vridhi of the e, meaning a person associated with the Jinnah or a follower of the Jinnah. But in Buddhism is the same word Jinnah, from which we have Jain, used for the conqueror, meaning of course the Buddha. And Spriha means a yearning or a longing. It is the uh, longing for the conqueror. Again, notice the vocative here, jine spriha. Whenever there's a desire or a longing for, it's very often in the locative. And this spriha cognate with the Latin sperare, to hope. So a hoping, a longing. So despair, you are without spriha, without hope. Lasciate ogni speranza, abandon all hope. So what we've got here is the list of 4 advantages, these guna, these advantages or merits of dukkha. Is the madachyuti, samsarishu chakarunyam, papadbhiti, jinespriha. Now samsara, we know, just wandering what round us, repeated carrying on, sri samsara is like repeated goings. So sarati just means to go. Sangsarati means to go and to go again. It's like a repeated going. That's once you get the sense of the wheel of samsara. So samsara, now a person who is in samsara is a samsarin, with a very common in ending, and it would make, of course, the genitive samsarinaha, masculine nominative plural also samsarinaha. Instrumental singular sangsarina. Remember for the genitive plural sangsarinam, note that in the locative plural the n drops out. So it's not sangsarinshu, but sangsarishu, and that's regular. Among the yogis, by a yogi in the singular would be yogina. Locative in a yogi would be yogini in the singular. Plural, yogishu. In samsarishu. This is regular, the dropping of the n in the locative plural. Karunyam, it's effectively the same as karuna. It's an alternative form of it. It's the sense of compassion. And again, here I've said we have the many verbs indicating like an emotive state or a desire or a fear. You will find they take the locative as in jine spriha, this yearning for the jinnah. And here we've got the karunyam, this compassion, samsarishu, locative again, for those in samsara. Sorry, so I'll go through this again before we end the video. Guno parascha dukkasya yat samvegan madachyutihi samsarishu chakarunyam papad bhitir jine spriha. Guno parascha dukkasya Yat samvegan madachutihi samsarishu chakarunyam papad bhitir jinespreha. And that's it for this video.